armored knights charging across battlefields, towering castles built to last forever. Empires fortified by stone and steel. For centuries, this was the face of power. Then, in a puff of smoke and a flash of fire, the world changed. A mysterious black powder, born in ancient China, spread across continents and shattered the old order. This is the story of how gunpowder transformed warfare, toppled empires, and reshaped human history forever. The story begins in 9th century China. Taoist alchemists, obsessed with finding the elixir of immortality, experimented with sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. Instead of eternal life, they discovered something explosive. Early records describe mixtures that smoked and flamed so violently that hands and faces were burnt. At first, gunpowder was used for fireworks, spectacular displays that lit up the skies during festivals. But soon Chinese inventors saw another use. The battlefield. In the 10th and 11th centuries, Chinese armies began using fire arrows, bombs, and flame-spitting tubes called fire lances. Imagine a spear that bursts fire and shrapnel, terrifying to enemy soldiers who had never seen such weapons. These innovations gave China a military edge and began a new chapter in warfare. Through the Silk Road and Mongol conquests, knowledge of gunpowder spread west. By the 13th century, the Middle East and Europe began experimenting with cannons and handguns. The weapons were crude, dangerous even to the users, but they introduced a terrifying new element: explosive force that no armor could withstand. For centuries, castles were symbols of invincibility. But by the 15th century, gunpowder made them vulnerable. Cannons could shatter stone walls that had stood for generations. In France, England, and Italy, mighty fortresses crumbled in hours. The age of the castle was over. Alongside castles, another medieval icon fell: the armored knight. For centuries, knights had dominated battlefields. But muskets pierced even the thickest plate armor. Battles became less about individual heroism and more about disciplined formations of musket soldiers. Power shifted from noble knights to standing armies controlled by kings and states. Across Asia, 3 great empires rose with the power of gunpowder: the Ottomans, Safavids, and Mughals. Known as the Gunpowder Empires, they built vast territories using artillery and muskets. In 1453, the Ottomans used giant cannons to bring down the walls of Constantinople, ending the Byzantine Empire and beginning a new era in world history. In Europe, gunpowder fueled colonial expansion. Cannons armed ships that crossed oceans, conquering and trading across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. The balance of global power shifted forever, and the modern age of empires was born. From a failed experiment for immortality to the foundation of modern warfare, gunpowder shaped the course of human history. It destroyed the old order of castles and knights, gave rise to powerful states and empires, and armed ships that redrew the map of the world. Which invention do you think changed history more, gunpowder, the printing press, or the compass? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic stories from the past. Only here on Echoes of History.